First off, no smoking in my house.
You know what I'm saying?
Just let me tell me, you know what I'm saying?
You already know, man.
No. Yeah, man.
Then chill out, man. It's just with me and my nigga debo in that hood. You feel me?
Fuck you, bitch.
Why you wanna play games? Did my nigga in your brain, rapping like T-Pain. Baby, you should be ashamed. Why you wanna play games? Did my dick up in your brain, rapping like T-Pain. You should be ashamed.
This your boy Lil D, off 21, jump for the street, so geek, you know me. I stay with a cigarette or a motherfucking blunt. Nigga, don't fuck with Bud like, cause you is a cunt. Bitch, I'm dizzy as fuck. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm spitting. I'm just going to the moon. And you already know I'm busy. Got some shit up on my mind I need to get off right now. Hit your ass up in your face. Keyman, tell them what it is.
Why you wanna play games? Get my nigga in your brain, rapping like T-Pain. You should be ashamed. Why you wanna play games? Get my dick up in your brain, rapping like T-Pain. You should be ashamed. Why you wanna play games? It's your boy Key. Got my nigga debo, he smell like feet.
Okay.
You know me, and this thing bucking so hard.
Yeah.
Tell your mama she stinking, go to fucking Mars.
Oh yeah.
Out of space, I keep it low with no shoelace. Coming out the thing, you already, I got a cute face.
Okay, go
You
hard.
already know me, it's your boy D. Boss a nigga head off 21 Street. Why you wanna play games? Steal my dick up in your brain, rapping like T-Pain. You should be ashamed. Why you wanna play game? Game. 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 Come out of this thing. It made me nigga debo, man, you feel? Just come out this thing. Just made some shit out my mind. Alright, child.
21 youngins. Savage.